Hi, my name is Daughter Evelyn. I'm a Jawad teacher and also a tutor on the accredited Jawad belly dance training courses. In this video, I want to go through some of the basics for arms and beautiful hands. Now, when dancers come to me, they often say, why are my arms looking so clunky? Why can't I get the flow and the gracefulness in there? Now, the arms are some of the hardest bits I find through my experience to get right, because it is the icing on the cake. You have to think about all the other things first, layering it up as you go along. It is basically as simple as moving from the floor, using your core right, getting the movement into your hips, staying lifted, breathing, trying not to have any tension, and then the arms come on after that. Obviously, when you start dancing, you want to try and get the arms on as soon as possible. But bearing in mind, it is a learning progress, and it's often the last thing that people find really flows. So the basic thing to get your arms right and as natural, flowy as possible is, as I just said, moving from the floor up. So when you practice your arms, make sure you are in your right posture. So you've got your ankles, your knees, your hip bones lined up, you're tucking under so your tailbone melts down 30% or so, you're engaging your core, you're lifting up, you're allowing your shoulders to come onto your back where they should be, don't live around your shoulders, and then we can start moving the arms. Now, you might want to forget that you've got shoulders when you start drilling your arms, which sounds weird, but try to forget about the shoulder joint and think more of lifting your elbow and then your wrist, and then relaxing your elbow and your wrist. Same on the other side, lifting the elbow and then the wrist, and then relaxing the elbow and the wrist. This is your basic snake arm, and what happens is there is a rotation in your shoulder. But if you start thinking about your shoulder, it can very easily start looking like that, or you start getting tension in there because you want to force the movement. Forget about that. Think that you're more like an elegant Italian marionette doll, and the string that's to your elbow is going to be lifted, and everything else follows because it naturally will. That's how your body is designed. And if you look, the rotation happens as your arm comes up. Now, two very important things here. When you take your arm up, make sure it comes up slightly in front. It's not to the side. That's an optical illusion, or if you're doing a style more along the lines of tribal fusion, your arms might be out here. You might also want to exaggerate your snake arms in a more Egyptian context, and you can bring your arms out, but generally your arms are slightly in front, in here. So when you're lifting, your arm goes up there and down. But when you're seeing it from the front, it might look like it goes more out to the side than it actually does. Think of it as a very large beach ball. We can move it up there, we can move it up there, we can move it up there. Another thing to bear in mind is how high you take your arm. Now, there are big snake arms, but when you're just starting out and you want to find that flow, try only to take your elbow and your hand to just under shoulder height to relax the shoulders. Once you start taking it higher, your shoulder might want to lift, or you start getting tension in there. So keeping them nice and low, just down there where there's not that much effort. All along whilst you do that, check your posture. Is this still engaged? Are you still lifting up? Do you feel tension in your shoulders? If so, give them a shake, roll them out, and go back again to basics. Let's try just this basic snake arm with a bit of music and with those postural reminders in place. So, get your posture nice and lifted. We're going to forget the elbow. We're going to say, we're going to forget the shoulder. We're going to say elbow and wrist, elbow and wrist, elbow and wrist. So the palm of your hand keeps facing downwards. That forces that rotation in your shoulders to take place. If you otherwise, you'd be doing this, which might be appropriate for a move or two, but your basic snake arm is here. Again, are you doing it slightly to the front? Taking it out to the side is going to put strain on your shoulders. So keep it to the front and keep your core working. We can actually allow the upper body to reach on this, but now you really need to make sure your belly button's sucked up and in, making sure your lower half isn't moving. Or we might want to add these arms onto a horizontal figure of 8. We can keep the arms going even though we change direction on our hips. Elbow and wrist all the time. We can take the snake arms into the front or on a diagonal slightly up. Down in front and on a diagonal slightly up. Now there's a tilt going on here so that the arm that's closest to my audience, which is the mirror, is down. So that's some of the basic techniques for your arms. Thank you very much for watching and happy dancing.